Good evening, everyone. Dave, we're back once again. I mean, let's just take a moment because next week, everything starts to wrap up. I mean, on the girls' side, and then the week after that is boys. So we are getting close to the end of it. How are you feeling about all that?
I mean, when you're having fun, things go quick. Tonight was a crazy night for sure. We had some crazy weather out there in the middle of nowhere, some games going down to the wire, and some shots from almost half court.
I know. Well, shoot, I can't wait to see that. So enough waiting around. As always, let's get to the highlights. And let's start things off with number one in the UP as the Menominee Maroons are on the road taking on the Gladstone Braves. First quarter, no score. And Caden Dibbs with the nice dish on the bounce pass to Caden Downey, who hits the floor to start things off for us. And now, going ahead, Maroons still trailing, but some quick passes leads to Trevor Thurkoff in the corner for the triple to put Menominee up by a point. And now off the miss from Gladstone, Maroons in the fast break, and Aiden Belle going high and going up and around and down for the layup. And now Menominee back on the attack again, and the big man Cooper Conway able to sink the three as he holds it and does nothing but swish it. How about that for the big fella? Gladstone, though, fighting back as Gibb, getting a whole roll of dimes as this time it's going to be Drake Johnson cashing it on the baseline jumper. And now Gladstone attacking and fighting back even though they are trailing big. And it's going to be Downey again, this time from the corner, nailing the triple. But the Maroons able to fight back as they're going to get the offensive rebound from Thurkoff, and then Conway finishing it off with the layup. And the Maroons are able to get the win on the road, 52-43. And now we have the St. Ignace Saints and Bulldogs. And off the inbound pass, Joe Ingalls able to get the first 2 points of the game. And now Rudyard going to respond as they lay it up and in on their first possession. And now from the top of the key, nothing but net on the triple. And it's going to be Werner following in his teammate's footsteps, hitting his three-pointer. And now they're fighting back as they're trailing big. But they get the offensive rebound and lay it up and in. St. Ignace, though, starting to crawl back into it with the nice up and under there to get into the Rudyard lead. And now, once again, off the nice little floater pass, Saints starting to cut into it. But E.J. Suckett able to hit his first bucket of the game on the triple. But the Saints able to muster a lot of momentum as they hand Rudyard their first loss in double overtime, winning 72-71. And now some boys basketball scores for you. The North Central Jets beat the Norway Knights 52-36, and the Cedarville Islanders beat Pickford 74-58. And Dave, why don't you take these last couple for us?
Well, here we go. The Sault Ste. Marie 65-36 winners, and Bark River Harris, Connor, 69-53. Let's get to some more highlights here.
Let's see them.
Well, the Hawks hosting the Cardinals, and let me tell you, Connor, the Cards were rude guests tonight. For starters, Jacob Marcanti taking a long-distance call there. Then to top it off, Austin Shirkey was stealing things and cashing them in. Everything going Wakefield's way, Connor. Jonathan Swordhall to Sharkey. Back to Swordhall for the triple on fire from deep. Cardinals with another steal here. Kyle Sorensen, beautiful mullet.
He's my favorite player.
Pass up court, beautiful mullet. And Tony Delfevre for the easy lay-in. Did I mention rude guess? Well, Connor, another steal. Jordan Grace this time takes it in for the layup. Commanding lead by the Cardinals at this point. Hawks showing fight, however, inbounds to Derek Koski. Big guy goes baseline, hard drive, in and gets the bucket. Unfortunately, though, for the Hawks, the Cardinals too lethal from deep on the night. Sharkey puts the icing on the cake. Wakefield wins 69-22. Gremlins hosting the Speed Boys. Dare I say, well, they got off to a quick start. Triple by Jack Nyquist. Nyquist showing some vision now up to Ben Karkala, up the glass and in. That was off the glass. The bank was open. Gremlins, well, their turn now. Miko Salmi, Jackie Moon headband and all. He gets a scoop in old school style. Salmi, next possession. Steph Curry range with a rainbow arc up and good. How about a hat trick highlight for Salmi? Using the speed to the bucket and good. Now let's talk about Isaiah Lawson again. Gets over to half court, stops, pops, nothing but the bottom. More Lawson. Check this out. A runner down the lane, and that's beautiful. Nothing but net. Besmer trying to stay close, though. Carla to Gabe Haryu for the jumper, but the Gremlins would pull away Kyle Primo. Another long distance. Dagger Houghton wins 59-41, shooting from the ocean and making them tonight. Connor, give us some more scores.
All right. Well, the North Dickinson Norgets get their second win of the season as they get a tight 2-point win against Kearney Natal, 58-56, and the Dollar Bay Blue Bolts get the win on the road against Baraga, 60 60-39. And moving right along here, we got the Hancock Bulldogs. Oh, I apologize. Well, Iron Mountain, they beat Hancock tonight. And it was also a good night for Hannahville, who's now improves to 16-0 as they beat Beaver Island. And before we go any further, I just want to mention, with that win by the Maroons, they now have clinched a share of the GNC title. You still got a couple more games to go, obviously. But congratulations to all of them for getting that far.
Out there.
And, I mean, it'll be a tough road because, I mean, going into the night, Gladstone, they had 4 games left. 3 of those 4 on the road. So, I mean, a good start for the Maroons as, you know, they got some tough road matchups still up ahead. But what stood out to you so far, Dave?
I mean, honestly, let's just talk about those half-court threes.
Oh, my gosh. I mean,
I was a little shocked when I saw the highlights.
They were holding it. They were leaving it. The nice little
They were holding it. I mean,
it was like, kind of tight, so I can't really show it off right now.
Right. And nobody knows we were having technical difficulties. You were going through like a champ.
Oh, no, it's fine. I mean, but Caden Gibbs looking like point guard, like CP3 out there, getting a lot of dishes was amazing. But guess what? We're not done. There's still more amazing highlights and even more scores when Friday Night Frenzy returns after the break. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sticking around with us on another Friday night. I mean, you saw some half-court shots, some amazing, fast breaks, some very tough contested layups. But now, Dave, what were we missing? We're missing a down-to-the-wire game. But I hear you got that in store for us right now.
I do. Let's get straight to the highlights.
All right, let's see it.
Maroons and Patriots, and wow, was this a good one. Megan Marta eventually going to get this ball back, and she's going to nail the triple Connor. Right down the middle. Connell, I don't know what that is. How about some defense? 1 block, 2 block. Mallory Lee says, not in my lane. Maroons get a steal, though, of their own. However, Riley Doyle takes it herself for the layup, and the Maroons came to play tonight. Anna Nerat to Monroe for the bucket. Maroons up by 4. Anna Axtell now gets the clean steal. She just stole it away. Goes coast to coast for the bucket. A minute left now. Who are you going to when you're down by 4? Nat Profit. She hits the triple, gets bumped, but they say the foul is on the floor. The shot is good, but no free throw. 1-point game. Patriots would get the stop they need. Call timeout. Just 9 seconds left on the clock, Connor. You got to draw it up. Patriots down by 3 here. Megan Marta looking for Nat Profit. She draws a double, gets a beautiful pass over to Jillian Koski from behind the arc, but just wide. Maroons hold on. Big win, 49-46. Profit, though, 22 points in the loss. And our final scoreboard here, Lance loses 36-43. West Iron County gets the victory. Well, there's a game down to the wire. Obviously, they wanted to go to Natalie Profit.
Right.
But when you get a double team like that, she got the best look that you could get. Obviously, from Koski from the top of the key, but that's a lot of pressure.
I know, but I mean, talk about the Maroons on the girls side. I mean, we obviously know what the boys, but the Maroon women, they have now won 4 games in a row, and of those 4 games, this was the first one where they allowed an opponent to score more than 30 points during that win streak. So Westwood obviously a tough out.
That's tough to win at Westwood. We know that student section, right?
Oh, they're a rowdy bunch. I mean, what about St. Ignace? Rudyard coming in undefeated. Took double overtime, but St. Ignace come back. Obviously, Rudyard not going to be too happy about, but we were talking about, you said, they would rather get the loss out of the way now than the playoffs where it's one and done.
I mean, that's a lot of pressure, right? I mean, you think, we're big sports fans. You think of the Patriots, right, in the Super Bowl where they lost that one game. You got Randy Moss, Tom Brady. You'd rather get that loss out of the way. I mean, nobody wants to lose.
Right.
But now the pressure's off, and now you can just do what you do. And I can't let it go. I mean, the shooting tonight of the Gremlins.
I know, from
half court, yeah.
Dame Lillard stuff.
Right, exactly. Steph Curry, Dame Lillard, right?
It depends on who you're a fan of. I mean, we clearly like all of it here, but that was amazing for sure. Before we wrap it up, I mean, I know we talked about the girls' Maroons, but I mean, the boys doing well. They had a tough loss against Eski. It was a non-conference game in Eski in that regard, but I mean, clinching has shared the GNC title with a couple games left. That's a big congratulations to the coaching staff and players there, obviously. But I mean, Gladstone, they're a young team, but I mean, they got some talent. Caden Gibbs, like I said, Downey was looking well. He's a senior, but I mean, they got a lot of good young players, and the future is certainly bright over in Gladstone. Yeah,
there's a lot of good players out there, and you got to see Colin Hudson as well.
I did. He was out. He made a nice little appearance at the Gladstone game, actually. But going back, I mean, this whole week was amazing. I mean,
it was.
Eski playing Jeffers, Nick Baumgartner, that was pretty great. I mean, Eski versus Jeffers, that was great. 2 top 5 teams up here in the UP in large school division. So clearly showing that. And I mean, I mean, Marquette, they're starting to hit their side. Jonas Bisek is a great player, definitely a good defensive player, but that's a conversation for another time. But we've talked enough already, so we want to thank you all so much for joining us as always. Be sure to follow me and Dave on Twitter, as well as us at ABC10 UP Sports. Like us on our Facebook page, subscribe to YouTube. You know the whole song and dance. We hope you all have an amazing night and a great weekend. And thank you again so much for tuning in to Friday Night Frenzy. Thank you so much for watching Friday Night Frenzy on ABC10.
And follow us on Twitter at ABC10 UP Sports. And while you're at it, give me and Connor a follow as well.
And if you want to stay up to date on all the sports news of the Upper Peninsula, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on our Facebook page.